Good afternoon. We're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you for joining us for JoomlaDay Chicago 2020. Up next is SP Page Builder with Dave Crable. Dave is the founder and managing director of Greenline Web, a digital marketing agency based in Chicago, which primarily serves B2B clients in the professional services space. Since 2009, Dave has been using Joomla, among other open source and proprietary platforms, to deliver highly effective and creative solutions to business and technology challenges. In his free time, Dave enjoys playing flag football, history podcasts, and hanging out with his young daughter. So before we get started with the session, a little bit of housekeeping. Please add your questions to the Q&A section and use the chat window for any conversation and comments. A big thank you to this year's sponsors, Yellow Web Monkey, the Turn Group, and Joomla Stars, as well as our presenting sponsor, Danico Enterprises. And lastly, for anyone who has purchased premium access, in about a day, you'll receive an email with all the links you'll need to view sessions. Thank you for your purchase, as all funds exceeding the cost to run this event today are donated to the Joomla project. And with that, I'll pass it off to Dave.
Great, thank you so much, Marzi. And a big thank you to you all for attending Joomla Chicago and for your interest in my talk on SP Page Builder today. And I hope that you'll all find it informative. But before we started, as Marzi noted, I'm a dad, so I thought I'd start with a dad joke. So, how does a computer get drunk? Take screenshots. And it's too bad that you're all muted because I'd really love to hear the collective grunt on that one. Anyway, please excuse me looking off to the side during my talk as I review my notes. So here, as the outline, I'm going to cover today what is a page builder, why you would want to use a page builder, a list of Joomla page builders. I'll talk about specifically SP Page Builder and its features and functions. Brief installation guide. I'll walk through a back-end demo of the software and following that a front-end demo. And then I'll move on to documentation and support for SP Page Builder. And I'll finish off with some weaknesses and drawbacks from my perspective. And as a note, I will intersperse some opinion into this talk, although I'll try to keep it limited and be as subjective as possible. So firstly, what is a page builder? Well, according to Wikipedia, page builder allows the construction of websites without manual code editing. So it facilitates intuitive design and content editing. And really the big advantage, one of the big advantages is that it empowers non-technical site content editors, who I'm going to be calling website managers going forward in this talk. It empowers them to be able to quickly and easily edit not only the content of a Joomla website, but also the design of the website. Some of the tools that enable the website managers to do that are a drag and drop interface, a WYSIWYG editor, and also robust add-ons that are highly customizable without the need for code editing. And then with respect to SP Page Builder, is not a Joomla template. It installs as a component in the back end, which we will see later on when we get into the demo. So why would you want to use a page builder? Website managers in 2020 demand intuitive workflow when they're editing content on the website. And also website administrators typically don't want to spend time managing content. They would like to offload that job to a website manager. So using a page builder allows the intuitive workflow for the manager, and And then from the perspective of the website administrator, depending on your use case, it may allow you to save a significant amount of time when you are building out a website, depending on what type of design and functionality you're trying to achieve with the project. So that being said, page builder not necessarily the best option for every use case, but an example use case that I'd like to demonstrate is where you may have a non-technical end user, a website manager, who wants to easily edit the website after you've built it, and you as the administrator essentially want to hand it off to them without further maintenance requirements, or perhaps very minimal maintenance requirements from your end. With minimal amount of training and learning curve, you may train the website manager to use something like SP Page Builder to empower them to quickly edit all of the content and the design on the website going forward. And also in 2020, it's really expected from many website manager type users to have intuitive tools to be able to manage their website. So this is a list of other Joomla page builders. It's not exhaustive, and it also, this list has not been updated since I previously gave this talk. So I don't know the status necessarily of all of these builders. And I personally exclusively use SP Page Builder for Joomla when I'm going to use a builder. That doesn't necessarily mean there's anything wrong with these other options. In fact, I've heard many great things about several of these different builders from many friends and colleagues. One difference I'd like to maybe call out is the difference between a page builder and a site builder. And this is maybe a semantic difference, but a site builder typically offers a different design experience depending on how that builder is constructed. And some examples of those I have are these starred items, Gantry and UTheme Pro. And with a page builder, you have a different editing experience for Joomla. There is a great discussion on the difference between page builders and site builders on JoomlaShack.com, which I'd be glad to share as a link in the comments after the talk. So here are some examples of non-Joomla builders, and I'll just move through this quickly. You're probably all familiar with them, or many of them. These are different options outside of Joomla that are commonly used these days for constructing websites, depending on the requirements. Now, some quick facts about SP Page Builder, developed by a firm called JoomShaper. They're a 7-year-old company based in Dhaka, Bangladesh, with over 30 employees. The Pro version actually starts at $39, which I just noticed on their website today. Maybe perhaps they're running a special. Free version is very robust. As I said earlier, it's for Joomla only on the GPL license. It's very well documented, frequently updated, has a user base of over 200,000 users. I haven't recently checked the JED, but when I first gave this talk, it had 5 stars with over 200 reviews. And there are hundreds of templates available for it, including the free Helix template by JoomShaper. Moving on, the base features of the free version of SP Page Builder. It offers fully responsive and mobile-friendly design. real-time front-end editing. This is, in my view, one of the biggest benefits of using SP Page Builder for Joomla. Ready-made layout bundles, which I'll get to in the demo. Pre-made blocks, which is also extremely useful. I'll demo that as well. Allows device-specific responsiveness while you are working with the editor, which is really nice. You can switch between editing the design for desktop and tablet versus mobile. There are many different excellent add-ons available for SP Page Builder. Some examples are carousel, contact form. There's many of them, and they're very robust. And one of my favorites is simply the ability to add in a Joomla module into SP Page Builder, which of course allows you to use any of the other powerful Joomla modules within your SP Page Builder design. SP Page Builder allows you to customize font styles, create complex row and column structures. It has a feature to easily import and export your designs. So for example, you could export a design to from one website and import it to another website. There's also a library feature where you can save content that you're working on to a library and quickly reuse that within the site that you're working on. Also, there is a undo or redo feature for those rare occasions when you make a mistake with your editing and need to quickly do that. And should note that that is different from Joomla's built-in content versioning system. And I'll go through that when I do the backend tutorial. And then moving on to the premium features. There are more than 40 different add-ons available for SP Page Builder Pro. Over 40 different page layouts are included. The Pro version offers third-party integrations, offers the ability to disable your row, column, and add-ons singularly. There's also a copy and paste feature, which is nice. There's nested row facility. Export and import pages was included with both the free and the Pro version. The Pro version allows you to load predefined layouts. It has ACL support for the add-ons, which is a really powerful feature. And there are some special modules that are available for the Pro version. Moving on to the technical requirements. This is relatively standard, I suppose, for Joomla, but typically Apache. And this is a minimum PHP version of 7.0.23, suggested a more recent version of course, for the most updated PHP version. And then typically MySQL and of course Joomla. And then moving on to installation options. It can be installed, SP Page Builder can be installed either as a standalone Joomla component. And in this case, compatibility with third-party templates is quite good, but if you are planning on using a third-party template, you may want to check with that developer to see what their compatibility with SP Page Builder is. The second option for installation is a quick start package, which are provided by Joomshaper. And this includes a prepackaged version of SP Page Builder, along with the core version of Joomla and a template as well. Some of the template options for SP Page Builder, one is Helix Ultimate, which is a free template provided by JoomShaper. I just checked this morning, it has over 500,000 downloads, which is quite impressive, in my opinion. And there are also several other free options, free templates available from JoomShaper that are compatible with SP Page Builder. In addition, there are paid templates available, and of course, JoomShaper, as the developer of the software, also has templates available for purchase. There are many of them, many different designs. There are also paid templates available on ThemeForest. I checked this morning, there were over 300 available, and there are likely SP Page Builder compatible templates available for many other sources as well. These are just the two that I'm most familiar with that I'm calling out. So then moving on to the install, I'll go through this quickly because as Joomla experts, this is all a piece of cake for you. But this is just a quick demo of the quick start install. So you would, of course, extract the package on your web server in your web directory, and then set up your MySQL database. And then you would get to this screen where you would connect Joomla to MySQL, move on. You're all familiar with this, and then Joomla is installed. And once you have completed that, then you can click the button to move on to your back end and front end of the site. So now if someone could just let me know if you're still able to see my screen as I've now shifted to the Helix Ultimate framework. I hope that pulling up the chat. Yes. Okay, great. Cool. So now I'm on to the front end of my website, my Helix Ultimate framework quick start package. This is the homepage. And as you can see, there's some basic content, very user friendly. I think nice design for a basic website that you can customize to meet your needs. And now moving on to the back end of the website, let me just go directly to the dashboard. And so now I'm logged into the back end of my website. So this looks, of course, like the standard Joomla admin dashboard. And one thing that you will notice that's different is you get this quick icons for add a new SP page builder page and pages. And you also get this in the top menu bar for different options to manage SP Page Builder. So I'm going to click this icon for pages, the quick start. And this is where you see your list of pages that are in the website. One thing that you'll notice when you hover over a page is that you can click here to go into the edit screen for the page. You can preview the page, or you can go to the front end editor. And one distinction I'd like to call out is here is the difference between back end editor and the front end editor. So first, for this tutorial, I'm going to walk through the back end editor of SP Page Builder. So this is what you see when you use the back end editor. And this will probably look new if you haven't used SP Page Builder before. But essentially, this is pulling the homepage content into rows, sections, and blocks. So this first add-on here is a text block. I'll go into edit. And as you can see, this is the title for Helix Ultimate Framework. So that's what we're seeing here. And it's set up as an H3. And as you can see, there are multiple different options for styling the content within this window. So you can change the font family, you can change the size. So I'm going to make a few quick changes here so we can know that. I'll reduce the font size, perhaps change the color, and edit the content. And other things you may do is down here you can see these settings are for the styling the content. So the size, the weight, etc. You can also use your own CSS classes. So if you've defined those in a style sheet, you can easily add those classes here in this window. So that covers the general tab for a text box. There's also this style tab allows you to edit the global styles for the text block add-on, which is nice. If you wanted to change the styles globally rather than just for this individual block. Then advanced options, you can enable a custom position for the add-on, which is nice. You can choose the width for various devices. So large screen, tablet, and mobile, you can set the width of the add-on manually for each screen size. And then you can also hide it on one device or another if you prefer. Finally here, and this is a pro feature, but you can set the access level for the add-on, restrict that based on Joomla user groups, which is a very nice feature. Then you can see also there are many different types of add-ons that are available. So here's a button example. There's a testimonial carousel, of course, image. There are many, many different types of add-ons that are very powerful and robust. And now I'd like to move on to the front end editing experience, which is quite different from the back end editing experience. Before I do that, let me just briefly save my changes so that we can demonstrate that those will be reflected on the front end. So I previously added this Buy Now button, and that was updated. And then now moving on to the back end. I'm sorry for skipping around here. Moving on to the back end. I'm sorry, the front end editing experience. This is a page that I have pulled in a template from, and it's from a template block that's provided by Joomshaper called Digital Agency. So they offer these different blocks and layouts that you can use to pull in pre-designed content directly into your design to to facilitate easy content editing. So it looks like it might be a little buggy right now, but it should pull up. Okay, there we go. Well, please excuse the delay, everyone. I'm going to refresh my page.
Dave, while you're refreshing, I thought I'd go ahead and just ask one of the questions that came in. What does SP mean or refer to since the company is JS?
I don't know. That's a good question.
If anyone finds out, put it in the chat.
I'm going to guess super page, but I have no idea. Now let me pull the front end editor back up. Okay, here we are. So what I would like to show here, and actually let me pull up my digital agency editor because this has more images on it that I want to show off. Apologize for the delay, everyone. All right, here we go. So as you can see, this is the front end editing experience, and this, you could think about this as allowing a website manager to use this type of experience where without any code editing or even Joomla knowledge necessarily, a website manager with a minimal learning curve and perhaps some training on your behalf as the website administrator, you could empower them to modify the design of the site with minimal hand-holding from your part. So as you can see here, there's several different add-ons that are available. If you've used other page builders before, this may look familiar to you. I don't think it would make sense for me to walk through all of them individually, but I'll just scroll down to show you all of them. And there is information on all of these different options, add-ons available on JoomShaper's website, so you can walk through the details and specifics on all of them. But I will just call out Joomla module, and I'll show you how you may easily drag and drop an add-on into the design. And once I've done that, you can see this gray area here is where my module would be placed. So you can add in an admin label for reference in the back end of the website, give it a title, and font family, etc. You can style the module to meet your requirements. And then down here, this is where you can actually choose the Joomla module that you want to insert. So and apply that. And then, so this is just a basic text Joomla module, but for those of you who are familiar with using Joomla modules, you can imagine how powerful this is to pull in another robust Joomla module into this nicely designed feature. Also, there's many different options with the add-ons, so you can change the style globally, have the same advanced options. And also, I'll call this out, you can do robust animations and interactions with the add-on. So now moving back, so that covers the add-ons, and then moving down to blocks. This is what I was mentioning previously. There's several different categories of blocks. So these allow you to add in a pre-designed block into your layout. So so here's testimonials. They have 3 different options for testimonials that you can drag and drop into your layout. So of course that's just one of the blocks examples. There are, I believe, over a dozen here that you can choose from. And then of course, once you add in your block, you can just move right here into the WYSIWYG editor and edit your content and edit your style. And back, please. Thank you. So again, there's many different types of blocks. There's a couple of new ones that they've recently added. I won't walk through all of those, because I realize I'm running short on time. Then layout bundles. These are excellent. There's many different, so 45 different layout bundles that you can choose from across many different types of designs you may want to use. And each one of these, so I'll just choose SEO. Each one of these, this one comes with 5 pages. They all come with multiple layouts, maybe 5 on average. You can quickly pull into your design. So you can pull up a live demo to see what it looks like on SB Page Builder's website. And then you can use this importer tool to quickly import that into your site. And now I won't walk through all of those, but you can see that there's many different options. And then we can go on to tools. As I referenced previously, we have the importer and the exporter, which is extremely powerful if you want to quickly move what you built off from one site to another. And all this does is just give you a JSON file of this page that you're working on, which you can use to import to another site. And you can go here to switch between editing the pages. So now I can, with one click, move over to a different page and go to the front end editor for that, which is convenient. So I realize that I'm running short on time and I could go on, but I think I will move back to my talk. And I can do that. So moving on to support for SP Page Builder. They just launched a new support help desk, which is awesome. Paid support from JoomShaper is great, in my opinion. No support for non-paying users, but there are options. I'll get to that. So other options, we have documentation for free at joomshaper.com. There is JoomShaper's YouTube channel, which has some excellent tutorials. There's also the Facebook group, SP Page Builder Community, which is pretty heavily trafficked and quite impressive. You can get answers on there. And then moving on to weaknesses and drawbacks, in my opinion. SP Page Builder may not truly fulfill the ideal of allowing a manager to edit the entire content of one page on the screen. So as you saw when we were working with the demo, the page builder does allow you to edit the entire content and design of one page. In an ideal world, a website manager would have one screen from which they're able to edit everything, including the menus, the header and the footer, for example. And within Joomla, those are of course edited in different locations. So that may, depending on your use case, that may be a drawback. Another note is that there is not currently support for what I'm terming dynamic content or advanced custom fields. Some of you may be familiar with other builders for other platforms that allow integrations with robust custom field tools, which allow you to really empower website manager to make even more intuitive edits without to the entire contents of the site. So I could take questions on that if anyone's curious about that. And another drawback is it could be time consuming to build out a custom design for your content if you have a custom layout that your work that you want to do from scratch. In that case, you may not want to use something like an SP Page Builder. And finally, there could be a bit of a learning curve depending on your experience with Joomla. But in my opinion, the front end editor is relatively straightforward to pick up for website managers. So with that, I think I'll conclude my talk, and I'd be glad to take any questions. Allow a few minutes for questions here. So please let me know. And thank you all for attending.
Dave, there was one question early on in the Q&A.
Hmm?
So Page Builder is great for drag and drop design and page enhancement. Can you talk more about being more template-like in terms of merging the core Joomla articles content, images, links in a category blog-like display? And is there a trick to setting up a file structure that matches the navigation or category structure to have uploaded images and files that attach to articles be better organized for file maintenance, optimization, and replacement? I'm looking to enhance client uploading of new content and not have the images folder look like a garage of junk organized solely by date uploaded.
See, yeah, that's a great question. So to cover the first part, being more template-like in terms of merging the core Joomla article content, one of the features of SP Page Builder is that you can use the page builder feature within a Joomla article. So I didn't cover this in my talk, but it's really powerful. And when you're editing a Joomla article, you can switch a tab over to the SP Page Builder editor, and then you can use all of that SP Page Builder functionality within a base Joomla article. So I think that's really powerful. In terms of merging links in a category blog like display, I think for that, I would suggest just using Joomla's default category blog layout menu item, and then and of course article organization structure, and then using SP Page Builder to style the individual pages. And then with respect to the file structure, I personally typically use the default. So I don't think I'm really equipped to answer that, frankly, but you may want to look at some customization for that. I'd be glad to do some research and connect with you with that questionee after the talk. That is an interesting question.
Okay, I have set everyone to be allowed to talk. So if you have a question, you can unmute yourself. If you don't have a question or comment, just please keep yourself on mute to keep the background noise down. I've also put in the chat a couple links. One is to Pizza Bugs and Fun, and the other is to the SurveyMonkey to provide feedback on today's event. So just those are there in the chat for all of you. Does anyone have any comments or other questions?
I'd like to ask Dave. Dave, you covered this one pretty well, but do you have any experience or comments related to comparing this to some of the other page builders? I'm particularly, the one I've downloaded and begun to try to use is the JA page builder, but I haven't done a lot with it yet. So I'm just kind of to find out what I'm in store for.
Sure, great question. I haven't used JA Page Builder in over a year, so I don't know how it's currently functioning. I of course have nothing bad to say about it, but I can't really compare it, unfortunately, for you. SP Page Builder is my go-to when I'm using a page builder for Joomla. I can compare it to page builders for other content management systems and platforms. So I don't know if you'd be interested in that. It sounds like you're more focused on the JA, which unfortunately I don't have much recent experience in. But would you like me to talk about any?
Sure. Any comparison would be good.
Yes. So if you're familiar with WordPress, it of course has other page builders, and the one that I like for WordPress is Elementor. And I would say that while WordPress itself is, of course, as we all know, inferior to Joomla, I think Elementor is a very robust tool, and in some ways superior to something like an SP Page Builder. But of course, that's a very subjective opinion. Also, there are of course some of the other tools that I listed on that slide, like Webflow, which is a newer hosted builder, which is extremely robust and powerful as well. So those are some of the other leading options that I would look at for this type of functionality when you're looking for a page builder tool. Sorry I couldn't answer your question on JA, but hopefully that was helpful.
Yes, thank you.
Certainly.
All right, we are just about at time. So thank you, Dave, for presenting today, and I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their Joomla Day Chicago. There's a few more sessions left, so everyone please go and enjoy those, and thank you very much.
Thank you all. Thanks so much for coming.
Thanks a lot.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.